Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're stepping into, well, what feels like almost sci-fi territory, the future of prompting.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been looking at some really interesting discussions about where this is all heading, how we talk to AI, and, the
Yeah.
potential impact. It's big.
Right. So our mission here in this deep dive is really to pull out the most compelling, the most important ideas about where prompting might be going next.
hmm
We've already talked about the basics before, how to write prompts, different techniques, even some of the ethics around it.
Yeah, the groundwork.
Exactly. So now we're building on that, looking ahead, peering into the crystal ball, maybe.
Something like that. And one of the biggest shifts people are talking about is this move towards personalized prompting.
Okay, personalized prompting. Let's unpack that a bit. What does that actually mean for you listening?
Well, think of it like this. Prompts that aren't generic, but are actually tailored specifically to you, the user.
How so? Like what gets tailored?
It could be things like your preferences, the way you communicate naturally, your style, maybe even picking up on your, I don't know, your emotional state based on how you're interacting.
Whoa, okay. That sounds incredibly specific, almost intimate in a way.
It kind of is,
Yeah.
and the potential is huge.
Can you give us some concrete examples? Like how would this actually work day to day?
Sure. Uh, Imagine you're using an AI learning assistant, right, to pick up a new skill.
Okay.
With personalized prompting, the AI could figure out how you learn best. Maybe you respond well to analogies, or perhaps you need things broken down really simply.
Right, different learning styles.
Exactly. So the AI adapts, it changes its prompts, its explanations to fit your style. It's almost like having this super attentive tutor who just gets you.
That's a really powerful idea, an AI tutor that adapts on the fly.
Yeah. Or think about creative work. Maybe you're a writer and you hit a block.
Happens all the time.
Right. So a personalized AI could have learned your writing voice, the kind of themes you like, maybe even where you usually get stuck. And then instead of generic advice, it offers suggestions tailored to your specific style. Maybe even phrasing things in a way that sounds like you to help you get unstuck.
Wow. Okay, that's definitely beyond just asking, rate me a story. So what's needed to make this happen, technologically speaking?
Well, it boils down to really sophisticated user modeling. The AI builds this kind of profile of you based on your interaction.
Like how I ask questions, what I click on, that
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Yeah, pretty much. How you phrase things, maybe how quickly you grasp stuff. And it's not static, it's continuous learning. The AI keeps refining its understanding of you.
So it gets better at personalizing over time.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
And the sources we looked at really emphasize the huge potential this holds for individuals.
Okay, so AI getting to know us, tailoring prompts. Got it. Now, the discussion also mentions something called autonomous agents. That sounds like another level entirely.
It really is. Yeah. Autonomous agents, that's moving beyond just one prompt, one response.
Ah,
These agents can, chain prompts together. They can make decisions based on the answers they get from the AI, and then sort of act on your behalf to achieve a bigger goal, all quite independently.
so instead of me feeding it tiny instructions one by one,
Right.
I give it a mission, like a higher level objective.
Exactly. Perfect example. Planning a trip. Normally you'd prompt for flights, then hotels, then things to do.
Yeah, lots of back and forth.
With an autonomous agent, you could just say, plan me a 3-day weekend trip. Sunny place. Budget's $1,000. Find flights, find a hotel.
And it would just go do that.
It would autonomously generate all the necessary prompts, do the research, compare prices, maybe even sketch out a basic itinerary, all from that one high-level instruction.
Okay, that could be a massive time saver. Seriously. What else could these agents do?
Oh, lots of potential areas. Managing your email, like sorting, prioritizing, even drafting replies for you.
That would be nice.
Or scheduling meetings across different time zones. Complex research, tell it to find information on a topic, set some parameters, and it goes off and compiles a report.
So the skill changes then. It's less about crafting the perfect single prompt and more about clearly defining the overall goals and maybe the boundaries for this AI partner.
You've got it. It's a shift in how we think about interacting with AI, and it's incredibly exciting, as the discussion pointed out.
Yeah, you can see the power there. But it also feels like it raises some big questions, right?
Yeah,
About control, responsibility.
definitely. Serious questions. We should probably circle back to that.
Agreed. But first, let's talk about making the prompts themselves better. The discussion mentioned research into prompt optimization.
Yes, prompt optimization.
Yeah.
It's this interesting shift away from just trying things out, hoping a prompt works.
More art than science sometimes.
Kind of, yeah. This is moving towards a more systematic analytical approach, really digging into how to make prompts better.
So less guesswork, more engineering.
There's still creativity,
Yeah.
but it's backed by data. Researchers are developing methods to analyze prompts, figure out why some work better than others, make them more efficient.
Efficient how? Like using less computer power.
Exactly. And also making them more robust, meaning they reliably get you the result you want more consistently.
Makes sense. You don't want prompts that only work half the time or cost a fortune to run. So what are they actually doing in this research?
They're looking at a few things. The structure of the prompt itself, does the order of information matter?
Okay.
Also incorporating like a deeper understanding of semantics, the meaning of words, to make the prompts clearer to the AI. Right. And even using machine learning itself to figure out what kinds of prompts work best for certain tasks or specific AI models.
So the AI helps us learn how to talk to the AI better. That's meta.
It is a bit, yeah. And tied into this is another critical area, interpretability.
Interpretability, meaning understanding why the AI gives a certain answer.
Precisely. Trying to peek inside the black box, so to speak. Understanding the reasoning, or lack thereof, behind a response to your prompt.
And why is that so important? Seems complicated.
Oh, it's fundamental, really. For a couple of big reasons. First, trust. It's hard to rely on these systems, especially for important stuff, if you have no idea how they reach their conclusions.
Fair point.
Second, debugging. If the AI messes up or gives you something weird, you need to understand why to fix it, right? You can't just shrug and say, oh, well, black box.
Right. That's not helpful at all. So interpretability is key for responsible development, basically.
Absolutely. You need that understanding.
Okay. Now let's shift gears to something really crucial. Safety. We hinted at the risks, but what's actually being done to make sure prompting is safe?
Yeah, safety is obviously a huge concern. The power of prompting is amazing, but it also opens doors for potential misuse.
Like what specifically?
Well, generating harmful or inappropriate content is a big one. And also the potential for manipulation, using carefully designed prompts to maybe mislead people or generate biased outputs.
Those are definitely serious concerns. So what's the research focus for tackling these risks?
It's kind of a multi-pronged attack. One angle is improving the training data itself, trying to filter out bias and harmful stuff before the AI even learns from it.
Okay, cleaning the source.
Exactly. Another is building safeguards or guardrails directly into the AI models. Mechanisms to prevent them from responding to problematic prompts or generating unsafe output.
So built-in controls.
And a third area is developing techniques to analyze prompts and outputs on the fly, basically. Filtering systems to catch potentially harmful stuff before you even see it.
Right, like a content moderator.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
But automated. And the discussion really stressed that this isn't a solved problem, it's an ongoing challenge.
Constantly evolving, I guess, as the tech evolves.
Absolutely. Continuous research is vital if we want to unlock the potential safely.
Okay, that makes sense. So, let's zoom out now, broader picture. If prompting becomes this widespread, powerful thing, what's the impact on society as a whole?
Well, the potential societal effects are pretty profound. On the plus side, like the sources suggested, it could really democratize access to tech and information.
How so?
If basically anyone can communicate complex needs to powerful AI using natural language prompts, it lowers the barrier to entry for all sorts of things. Accessing knowledge, using complex tools.
So leveling the playing field, maybe? Making powerful tech more accessible?
Potentially, yes. It could also drive huge productivity gains through automation of complex tasks, freeing up human time maybe for more creative work or strategic thinking. That was a point raised.
That sounds like a very optimistic view. But I assume there are downsides discussed, too.
Oh, definitely. Big considerations. Like what happens to jobs when AI can handle more complex tasks? That's a huge question, the impact on employment.
Right. Automation anxiety.
Yeah. And also concerns about exacerbating existing inequalities. Will everyone have equal access to these tools and the skills to use them effectively? Or will it widen the gap?
The digital divide, but maybe on steroids?
Possibly. And then there's the concentration of power. Who controls these incredibly powerful AI systems? That's a major concern.
So we need to be really mindful of these consequences. It's not just about the tech itself.
Not at all. We need to think about a just, equitable transition, assuming this future unfolds.
Okay. So finally, the discussion painted this picture of the ultimate human-AI relationship via prompting.
Yeah.
talked about a symbiotic partnership. What's that about?
Yeah, that's looking further out. The idea is maybe we move beyond seeing AI as just a tool we use or, something that might replace us,
Towards what?
towards more of a collaboration, a partnership where humans and AI work together, leveraging each other's strengths.
Like AI is good at processing tons of data fast.
Right. And humans bring creativity, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
We augment each other.
A true team effort.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
And in that future, prompting becomes, well, fundamental. It's the language we use to express our intentions, to collaborate with these AI partners.
Yeah.
Like how we use language with each other now.
Wow. The discussion even framed it as, instead of coding in the traditional sense,
Yeah.
we'd be crafting prompts that define the behavior of incredibly powerful AI systems, acting as architects of their actions or storytellers of their outputs.
That's a powerful image, isn't it? It
Yeah.
really captures this potential shift, moving from a world defined mostly by lines of code to one shaped more by the art and the science of the prompt. It feels like a really profound transformation, and arguably it's already starting.
Yeah, it certainly feels that way. So just to quickly recap, we've covered personalized prompting, making AI interactions unique to you.
Right, the tailored experience.
Autonomous agents acting on our behalf.
The AI assistants doing tasks.
The deep research going into making prompts better and safer.
Optimization, interpretability, safety. Crucial stuff.
The huge societal questions, both the good and the
The
bad.
opportunities and the challenges, yeah.
And finally, this long-term vision of a symbiotic future, with prompting as the key communication channel.
That sums it up nicely. It's definitely a dynamic space, lots of promise, but also lots to think about carefully.
Absolutely. And maybe here's a final thought for you, the listener, to chew on. As prompting shifts from being, a niche technical skill to potentially a fundamental way we interact with powerful AI, what new possibilities, but also what new challenges do you see emerging? Not just in tech, but in how we work, learn, maybe even relate to each other.